Okay, so audiences in general, wanted to clarify this, just in case there's some miscommunication here. You got overall three different kinds of audiences. You could say four technically, but the first one we will just call it its own little thing, and that's right here. What is a seed audience? So the seed audience is basically, if you think about it, it's your first audience group, the most important to go off of, because if it's wrong, the rest of your audiences are going to be out of whack. So think about it as your foundation audience. You're planting the seed, right? And it's going to grow. Seed, that's seed audience. It's it's the first one you create. So, like, let's say if you take just a group of people, let's say you go scrape LinkedIn and pull up a bunch of just CMOs or CEOs or something, and then just throw that as a seed audience. It could be good, but most likely it won't be. It's going to be pretty vague in general. With that, all those CEOs might not want your product, service, widget, whatever. So that's not necessarily a great seed audience. And with that, as any foundation, as you build a house or build a building, right? If the foundation's off, once you get to the top, once you get to that roof, it's going to be completely out of whack. You're going to have to tear the whole thing down and start over again. So this is why seed audience is so important. Now, easiest way to figure out your seed audience, if you have an e-commerce store, like say if you have Shopify or whatever, Magento, doesn't matter. You go in there, pull a CSV file of your previous purchases. If you don't have that, and there's a possible way to create it based on add to carts, do it that way. For if you have leads, obviously take a group of your leads. If you can segment that down based off of leads that have already been sales qualified, not marketing qualified, but sales qualified leads, that's great. If you can't, then go to marketing qualified leads, break that down. The point is you want your best stuff as your initial seed audience. And for that seed, you want a bare minimum 100 people. Okay, so I'll repeat that, bare minimum 100 people. Now, Facebook can make custom audiences look like audiences based off of that 100 people. However, you usually want more, right? If I was going to try to build a seed audience, in a perfect world, I'd want 1,000 plus. But if I only had 100 to go off of, then I would go off of those. If I don't have 100, then I would do whatever I can to create that seed audience. Now, custom audiences would be something like a seed audience, right? Something that you would upload, an audience that would be created based off the pixel, all website visitors, or everyone who's watched 50% of some video somewhere, or something like that. Saved audiences, when you would create it just based off of demographics, interests, and behaviors. And then lookalike audience, you would have to have a source first. The source would be your custom audience. You cannot make a lookalike audience off your saved audiences. You can only make it based off your custom audiences. And with lookalike audiences, they're very important to get right too. You're taking that group of people and you're saying, hey, Facebook, I need you to go out and find more of these exact people in a specific location. So like the US, Canada, you can break it down by region if you want to do it that way. City, state, doesn't matter. The point is that you need a decent seed audience before you can do any of that. Because how are you going to go say, hey, create a lookalike audience based off of this audience if this audience is already crap? How's it going to make sense? It won't. So if you haven't already focused on creating that good seed audience, don't get too carried away with it. Minimum 100 people, start there. You can always go back and create other seed audiences, and I suggest you do that probably every 90 days. Go back and reevaluate your seed audience. I know it seems like a lot of work, but at the end of the day, it'll help you out a lot. Everything I do is in 90-day intervals. So think of it like that too, especially with your seed audience. The more data you can collect, the more data you can give to Facebook, and the better it will be at going out and finding these people. And it'll make it cheaper for you. You'll look cooler in front of everybody else because you'll be nailing it, right? And of course, you'll make more money. Pays off, right?